What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Alright, so I'm going to be doing some Animal Crossing City Folk for y'all today. I figure, you know what? Fuck it. I'll, switch things up, do something a little different today. Why not, right? I am going to apologize in advance. There's a lot of things I want to discuss today, and I'm probably going to knock that out in this video. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm just going to be venting a little bit about, my personal life and shit like that. And I hate to, dump this all on you guys. It's not really anything major or whatever, but, in my personal life, I don't really have, friends because nobody likes me. Go figure. Can't imagine why. Anyway. Nah, I'm not a very, sociable person, so naturally, not going to have a lot of friends. It's just mostly for my, I'm going to be venting today mostly just for the sake of my own mental health, honestly. I feel like it helps me to, talk some things out loud. Even if it's, to a pretend audience, because that's basically like how I do commentary on my videos. I act as if I'm doing this in front of a live audience, but obviously there's no one else here in studio with me. I mean, technically my manager, or not manager, producer is in the other room right now, but he's just kind of chilling right now, not really doing much at the moment. I'm the only one technically in Basement Cave Studios at the moment, because Basement Cave Studios is my bedroom, so yeah. Hoping we can expand someday, though, beyond these four white walls of my bedroom, but right now, this is home to Basement Cave Studios, and, tried to spruce it up a little bit with various wall scrolls and flags and shit. I have literally, a fucking giant-ass pirate flag hanging up in my studio, and it's fucking sick. I love it. I've been trying to, make little changes and shit to my studio, try to spruce it up and whatnot to hopefully improve my mood. If you're surrounded by shit that you like, you tend to be in a better mood. Usually when I'm sitting here in Basement Cave Studios, I'm in a pretty good mood. I've got all, I think fucking 12 of my video game systems. I'm pretty sure I'm up to 12 at this point, different video game systems, which is holy shit, that's some fucking crazy shit, And that's not even counting my handheld systems. Counting, all my various Nintendo DSs, it's probably, 16. Although, I mean, I do have, 2 DS Lites, so... Or 2 DSIs, not DS Lites. I have 1 DS Lite. And then my 3DS, but yeah. But yeah, there are some things I wanted to discuss today and whatnot, just because... I'm going to be honest, I mean, my dad has just been irritating the shit out of me, the past, pretty much ever since I moved in, basically. I will say there are certain things that I like about living with him, here, let's get into this shit before I start griping and shit. Let's get into some actual gameplay. After all, that's probably why most of you came here. Most of you came here to not hear me gripe about this. In fact, most people have probably clicked out of the video by now. Wouldn't really blame you. But, I don't do this whole YouTube thing because I care about how many views I get on my videos or any of that bullshit. I could give a fuck less. I do this shit just for fun. That's all. But today I am going to be venting a little bit. But actually, you know what? Before we get to that, let's have... there are a couple of fun things I want to share with you guys. So, if you guys have been watching my videos a lot lately, there's been, this whole saga. You've probably heard me talk about it a lot, that, my dad hasn't been buying soda recently because everything's, super expensive in Joe Biden's economy. It's fucking fantastic. I love paying, $10 million every time I have to fill up my goddamn gas tank, And trust me, I wish like hell I could afford an electric car, like a Tesla or, a hybrid or some shit. Not a Prius, though. I wouldn't be caught dead driving a Prius. I'd rather slice off my own balls than drive a Prius. Plus, if you're going to drive a Prius, you might as well slice your own balls off at that point. I hope I am never at a point in my life when I ever have to drive a Prius. Because I'd probably go into the backyard. I'd probably grab my dad's shotgun, go into the backyard, and just end it. If I ever got to that point in my life where I had to drive a Prius. Ugh. Hate those things. At least the newer Priuses aren't as bad. But they're definitely still not great. Don't get me wrong, Toyota makes a lot of great cars, but the Prius was a mistake. I mean, a historically significant car, beyond a doubt, but definitely a mistake, in my humble opinion. Although I will say, admittedly, you know, Toyota as a company, they do have an excellent, like, hybrid car program. Which, I mean, makes sense. They've probably been making hybrid cars just as long as any other car manufacturer. Probably longer than most others. Alright, I'm getting off on a total fucking tangent here. But anyway, so, back on topic like I was originally talking about. So, my dad hasn't been buying me soda recently because the price of everything is insane these days. Because, you know, again, welcome to Joe Biden's America. Where everything's a little bit fucked. Somehow a little bit more fucked than when Trump was president. Anyway. So, yeah, my dad hasn't been buying soda, right? So, a couple weeks, I want to say a few weeks back now, had to have been like a few weeks back. It was recently, because again, guys, keep in mind, I'm sure you could tell by the snow on the ground in this game. Keep in mind that I pre-record all my videos like several months in advance before I actually upload them, which is the reason why I'm able to run such a efficient YouTube operation, is that I never run out of content to upload at any given time, because I always have shit stockpiled and ready to be uploaded at any given time. So that's how I run such an efficient operation here at Multi-Step Productions. But anyway, so a couple weeks back, I got this gift card for Christmas from the restaurant that I work at. I don't work there super often, although I might actually pick up some more shifts coming up soon. Because, so ever since like peak season has ended, because for those of you guys who don't know, like my main job, like technically I still work at the restaurant here or there, but my main job, you know, the one that actually like pays the bills and, you know, I have insurance and shit from, is that I'm a package handler at a shipping facility, right? So basically my job is that I put packages into delivery trucks. I've had that job for, I want to say going on maybe 4 months now, something like that, a few months. So they've been cutting back our hours quite a bit, which doesn't really matter much to me. The main reason why I got that job in the first place was not because I cared about how much money I was making. I figured I'd be making a comparable amount to what I was making at the restaurant anyway. The main reason why I got that job was just because of the benefits and, you know, the insurance, and that's it. Plus I have PTO, and that's pretty fucking sweet. Like, if you earn up enough PTO, you can take a PTO day, and they will literally pay you to not come into work. It's fantastic. I'm probably going to save it up for when I go on vacation. I might be going to the Indy 500 this year. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe, maybe not. I went back in 2018, and it was really cool. Went with my brother. It was like the hottest like Indy 500 ever. Like, we sweated our fucking balls off, but which is probably the reason why my brother told me he does not plan on having kids. Because he's married now. Actually just got married last year. Fuck, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. But anyway, so I picked up a shift last week, right, at the restaurant. And it was like a 9-hour shift or whatever. And I actually worked that shift after getting out of the shipping place that day, because I worked both jobs that day. So it was like a 16 or 15-hour work day. It was fucking crazy, right? So I look at my bank account, right? And it turns out that, like, my paycheck from the shipping facility or whatever, because the shifts have only been, like, 5-hour shifts or whatever. And I make, like, I want to say, like, 16 an hour, maybe? Something like that. I don't remember exactly what my pay is. But now that I'm getting, like, insurance and shit, they take a little bit more out of my paycheck every time. Because now I'm, like, officially enrolled in insurance and shit. So they're taking a little bit more out of my paycheck now, in addition to all the other, you know, taxes that they steal from my paycheck, which is horse shit. Income tax should be fucking abolished. Like, the founding fathers founded this country because the British taxed them like 1 cent for fucking stamps. Okay, I'm just saying, I get taxed a hell of a lot more than 1 fucking cent out of my paycheck, alright? Just fucking saying, you know? Maybe it's time to fucking fuck some shit up. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm not a fan of violence, and I don't endorse the use of violence, but at the same time, you know? Alright, anyway, I'm just gonna shut up before I get myself into trouble. But anyway, yeah, no, so I looked at how much I made from my check from, because for both jobs, I have direct deposit. They actually just recently got direct deposit at the restaurant that I work at. So I looked at both of the payments, right? So from working at the shipping facility, I made, like, just by a few cents short of like $300, right? Again, guys, I am not a rich man, all right? For those of you adults out there, like, 300 to some of you younger kids might sound like a lot of money, but in the grand scheme of things, 300 ain't much. You know, when you factor in the gas it takes to get to work and shit like that, not to mention, you know, various expenses with running this YouTube channel and all that shit, you know, various equipment expenses and drink expenses, because I always like to be drinking something while I'm you know, recording these videos for you guys, because my throat tends to get dry real quick. For whatever reason, I have issues with that. I don't know why. Maybe it's normal, but, like, when I talk a lot, you know, my throat dries out. So I always like to have a drink, like a stash of drinks somewhere around the studio, so that way I can, you know, grab a drink if I need one during a recording session. In fact, I pretty much always have an open drink of some kind while I'm recording these videos, because, again, you know, when I do commentary and shit, my throat gets dry. Again, I don't know if that's a normal thing for everyone out there, but, like, for other commentators out there, you know, people who do, like, gaming content with commentary and shit, like, I don't know if anyone else out there has that problem, but I certainly do. Especially if I'm doing, like, a content-heavy game, you know, a game where I talk a lot, or if I'm just in a chatty mood, you know. Speaking of which, I actually need a sip of my drink. Throat's starting to get dry now. But yeah, no, so it was funny because I worked that one shift at the restaurant, right? And then I worked all week at the fucking shipping facility, right? So my check from the shipping facility, I worked 5 days, and my check from the shipping facility was a little bit shy of $200, right? And then I looked at my, you know, check from the payment from the restaurant. And keep in mind, I make at the restaurant as a host, because I work as a host there. Not even a server, I work as a host. I make about, if I'm remembering correctly, I make $14 an hour as a host, plus tips. The way that the owner does it there, he's pretty generous about that. They also recently updated the online ordering system, so that way people could leave tips for the hosts on online orders too, which is really fucking nice. So they're pretty generous about that there. And so I looked at my check from the restaurant working that 1 9-hour shift. I made a little bit over $150. And I'm like, what? So I work all week at the shipping facility, and it takes me literally, I spend at least, pretty much every day, I spend like, get away from me, motherfucker. I want to talk to you right now. But yeah, I spend like at least probably I'd say an hour and 20 minutes driving every day. Maybe a little less depending on traffic and shit. But I spend like an hour and 20 minutes driving there and back. Because I live pretty decently far away from this place. Usually getting there in the morning doesn't take me as long. Because there's a lot less traffic. Because I literally start work at like 3 in the morning most days. So, like, I'm driving on the roads at like 2 in the fucking morning. But yeah, I live, I'd say on average about like 30 to 40 minutes away from that place. Again, sometimes a little shorter, sometimes a little longer, depending on traffic. So, yeah, I probably spend, I'd say, yeah, like, maybe an hour and 40 minutes, or an hour and 20 minutes, I should say. Maybe a little bit less, maybe more like an hour and 10 minutes every day on the road, driving to and from work, right? And I pick up one shift at the restaurant. And keep in mind, I live, like, maybe, if there's really bad traffic, like 10 minutes away from the restaurant. Like, I could be there. Like, if I was hauling ass, I could probably be there in 3 minutes, like, driving. If I was completely disregarding the speed limits and shit, or, like, just really pushing the speed limits, I could probably get to that restaurant in, like, fucking, yeah, I'd say probably, like, 3 minutes if I really needed to. And I just think that's so fucked up. Because the work that I do at the... you know, at the shipping facility is much more, like, intensive and grueling than the work that I do at the restaurant. Like, these days, I used to think that the restaurant job was bad until I started working at the shipping facility. And then I realized, wow, that restaurant job doesn't seem so bad now. Like, every time I go back to the restaurant, I'm like, this ain't shit, bro. This is easy compared to the working at the fucking shipping facility, you know? But yeah, that is so fucked up. So I might actually end up picking up a lot more shifts at the restaurant, honestly, since they have been cutting back hours and we don't get the surge pay anymore, which only happens really around like Christmas time and shit, which makes sense. But yeah, no, I'm like, what the fuck? That is so fucked up. But yeah, I mean, if I'm making that much money at the restaurant, like, shit, dude. My goal right now in life needs to be making as much money as I can, as quickly as I can, so I can move the fuck out of my dad's house. Because God knows I really want to move out of my dad's house as soon as humanly goddamn possible. There is nothing I want more in this world right now than to move out on my own. If I could have one wish... right now, it would be to live on my own. I've waited for that my whole fucking life. And have never come close to making that a reality. But hopefully with this new plan that I've put in place, you know, hopefully I can do that. But I need to make as much money as I can as quickly as I can. So I might actually end up picking up a lot more shifts at the restaurant. Like, if I'm making that much money, like, shit, dude, hell yeah, sign my ass up for that. So, yeah. Goddamn, I need another drink. I am really, like, drying out my throat today. And speaking of that, I mentioned this before, but never really got into it because I went off on a tangent, as I usually do, because of my very hardcore ADHD. So, anyway, like I was originally talking about, like 500 years ago, my dad hasn't been buying soda recently, right? Because everything's so damn expensive. So, a few weeks back, I got a gift card from the restaurant that I work at for Christmas, right? Give me a little $15 gift card to fucking, what was it, Target, I want to say, to Target, which I pretty much never go to Target, but I figure whatever, it's free money, so might as fucking well. But, yeah, so I went there and I figure, what can I buy at Target? Like, what do I want to buy at Target? And I'm like, I could use it to buy a couple cases of soda. That way I'll actually have some soda handy and whatnot. So, yeah, ended up buying some soda with that shit. Love doing this. It's so much fun. and whatnot, and I had some soda around. But unfortunately, that soda ran out because, you know, I like to drink soda a lot during my recording sessions. But I was really only drinking that soda during recording sessions. I was saving that shit specifically for recording sessions. I've been trying to drink a little bit more water, you know, just because it's healthier and shit. But you know what? During these recording sessions, I like something with a little bit of flavor, kick to it, a little something to get the brain going, you know. So I decided, since I wanted more soda, you know, and I planted this idea in my dad's head quite a while ago. I'm like, you know, I'm totally fine with like generic soda because, as I discovered, generic soda is a lot cheaper than like the name brand shit. And the name brand shit does taste better, no doubt. You know? But, you know, most generic soda is fine. You know? So I'm like, fuck it. So I went on Walmart's website, right? And I ordered like 2 24 packs of soda and then like 6 other 12 packs of soda. Trying to do the math there. So like, since the other ones came in 24 packs, I'm like, I only need 1 24 pack of each of those, and then I bought like 3 12 packs of the other ones that didn't come in the 24 packs. And this is all generic soda, right? This is all like Walmart brand generic soda, you know. And I did decide to like sign up for their Walmart Plus like free trial or whatever, so I could get the free shipping. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. You're thinking, multi-step, are you seriously too lazy to go to the store and buy shit? And the answer is yes. Not gonna lie. Guilty as charged. So I did get the free shipping, but there's also like, because it delivers from the store that's closest to you. So it doesn't like come from any like, you know, warehouse or anything like that. It just comes from the, you know, local Walmart. Which actually, now that I think about it, there's actually 2 Walmarts that are really close to where I live. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't really matter. It has nothing of relevance to the story. I just, again, have hardcore ADHD and go on tangents sometimes. All right, anyway. So yeah, I had the soda shipped to my house, and I got, because when you do the math, like it basically 24 times, let me think, times 5, I think, because I got like 5 different kinds of soda and 24 cans of each soda. So yeah, like 5 times 24, that's how many sodas I ended up with, right? So a little bit over 100 sodas. Actually, well over 100 sodas. Yeah, actually, probably a little bit shy of like 150, since it would be 24. Probably like around like 136, maybe? I could be wrong on that math. I'm not, you know, a math expert or whatever. But yeah, so I got all of that soda, including like the shipping cost. The only shipping cost I had was the tip for the delivery driver, which I did a $7 tip, which was the standard recommended thing. Including that, I got all of that soda for like less than $50, a little bit less than $50, including tax and the, you know, driver's tip. That's fucking crazy. You know, like, generic soda is definitely the way to go. Like, yeah, it's probably not going to taste quite as good, but I would guarantee, I'd be willing to bet that some of it is legitimately just as good as the name brand shit. And it costs, like, not quite half the price, but pretty damn close to, like, half the price of the name brand sodas. And I'm like, why the fuck would anyone buy anything other than generic soda? Like, just makes sense. You know, it tastes pretty much almost as good as the name brand shit in most cases. And it's cheaper. Like, it's cheaper. So it's a smart thing to do. You know, so right now I'm like super good on soda. I've got like a huge fucking stash of soda now, which is awesome. I'm not going to run out for a very long time, hopefully. You know, back in the day that wouldn't have lasted me as long, but these days, again, I'm not drinking as much soda. These days, I mostly drink a lot of like Gatorade at work, during work, and after work. I usually have at least one Gatorade, during work and one Gatorade after work. And I have a stash of those as well. So if I only drink the sodas during like recording sessions and don't drink them while I'm like watching movies and shit, they should last me a long ass time, which is good because again, my dad hasn't been buying soda recently. And again, I even planted the idea in my dad's head, like I'd be fine with generic soda, and apparently he still hasn't picked up the hint. And like generic soda is pretty fucking cheap, all things considered, compared to the name brand shit. It's still pretty fucking cheap. But again, he hasn't understood that, so fuck it. Again, it sucks to be spending my own money on that shit, but want my life to have a little bit of flavor in it. So fuck it. If it makes me happy, then it's well worth the $50. For that many sodas, it's definitely worth the $50. Like if I had gone to the store and bought that shit, it probably would have been like less than $40. Like that's crazy for like almost 150 sodas. That's fucked. Like that is such a good price. Fucking crazy, man. But it was really funny when they delivered it. Like, I expected it to be, like, in a box, like regular shipping. And trust me, I understand, I again, like I said, I work in the shipping industry. I know a thing or two about shipping, right? I figured they'd at least put it in, like, a Walmart box or something, like, but no. Delivery driver showed up, just put all the cases of fucking soda on my dad's deck and just took off. And I'm like, you didn't even put it in a box? I mean, I get it, I get that it comes just from the store, and not from the, not from, like, a warehouse or anything, so I get it. But, like, at the same time, I just thought it was a little silly that they didn't at least put it in a box or something. But I'm like, whatever, you know what, the soda got here, so I don't care. Fuck it. It'll taste just the same. So, I thought it was kind of silly, but at the same time, I'm like, whatever. So, yeah, that was that. But now I have, like, a huge stash of soda, which I'm, like, really happy about. Right now, actually, I'm drinking this Sam's Cola. And like I said, like, generic soda, yeah, it might not be quite as good as the name brand shit, but it gets the job done. Like, this Sam's Cola that I'm drinking, basically, like, Walmart brand Coca-Cola, Like, yeah, it might not be quite as good as, like, Coca-Cola. And I love Coca-Cola. Hell, I got a Coca-Cola clock hanging up in my studio. It's awesome. I love Coca-Cola. I do love Pepsi. Don't get me wrong. For those of you Pepsi people out there, I love Pepsi, too. I'm not one of those either-or people when it comes to Pepsi and Coke. But, yeah, no, this Sam's Cola shit tastes pretty much just as good as, Coca-Cola. Like, it might have a little bit less flavor, but this Sam's Cola shit is like half the price. Still tastes pretty much just as good as regular Coca-Cola. Still has the little caffeine hit and all that good shit. And tastes great. And it's a hell of a lot fucking cheaper, It's a smart thing to do. For those of you people out there looking for, like, a good, cheap drink, definitely go with generic, like, Walmart soda. Or generic soda at, like, any, grocery store. If they have generic soda. Like, that's definitely the way to go. Like, again, it might not taste quite up to par, like, with the name brand shit, but it's still, in most cases, it's still pretty fucking close. In some cases, it is just as good as the name brand shit. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. And just buy generic soda. Good shit. Again, I'm drinking this Sam's Cola, and it tastes great. Good shit. Maybe trying out the rest of those sodas today during these recording sessions. I don't know how many recording sessions I'll get done today. I got a really late start today. Honestly, it's just because I was, oh shit. I was tooling around on social media and shit. I've been really falling into that trap of just, like, scrolling through Twitter. And then like 20 minutes will go by and I'm like, why the fuck am I still doing this? This is stupid, you know? Social media really is a trap. That's why I fucking hate like Twitter and Facebook especially. Like YouTube to a certain extent, but I feel like that happens a lot more with like YouTube or with Twitter and Facebook, where I'll just find myself mindlessly scrolling through shit. And then like 20 minutes will go by and I'm like, why am I just mindlessly scrolling through this? This is stupid. And then I'll stop, and then like an hour later I'll find myself doing it again, and I'm like, I'm wasting my time. Why am I fucking doing this? I just need to stop logging into Facebook altogether, pretty much. And for Twitter, I mean, I kind of use Twitter, you know, for this YouTube channel to give you guys like updates and shit. But luckily I have a community tab now. Unlocked that last year somehow. So at least now I have that to give you guys more direct updates. But I still maintain my Twitter page, you know, still do my daily post on there. Plus, sometimes I can't help myself, you know, replying to people's dumbass hot takes and shit on Twitter. There's definitely no shortage of dumbass hot takes on Twitter. Most of the time I don't get replies, though. So, yeah, it's like, whatever. Sometimes people say such stupid shit that I just can't help myself, and it's like a trap. Social media is a fucking trap, man. Oh, man. Yeah, actually work the last couple of days has been alright. Like, it's been screwed up, you know. I mean, working at a shipping facility, they send an insane amount of packages at you on any given day. But actually, the last couple of days, the old supervisor has been back running the conveyor belt like before, because I want to say it was maybe like the beginning of January, or maybe like, yeah, I want to say like the end of, or the beginning of January this year, we got a new supervisor for the belt that we work on, and they moved our supervisor to a different area in the shipping facility. He runs a different place now, but he's been back the last couple of days running the belt like the good old days, you know, when I first started and shit. Actually, pretty much the first like 3 months that I was there. It's only really been this last month that he hasn't been there. So that was kind of fun, and he's a good dude. He's a bit of a character, definitely an interesting person, and it was funny because, you know, the supervisors have to like regularly go over like the various safety things with us, even though we've heard them like a million times. I've already heard all of them like a million times, and I've only been there for like, you know, a few fucking months. But, you know, they're required to do it. I understand. It's always good to, you know, freshen up on that shit anyway. You know, you always want to keep in mind, you know, the safety stuff, so that way you're not fucking your shit up. But yeah, he was going over like the different like conveyor belt shit or whatever, because there's a lot of conveyor belts, you know, to bring all the packages and shit. So he's like, definitely like don't put your hands anywhere near the transition plates in the, you know, on the conveyor belts. Which honestly, I don't even know what the transition plates are, but I'm like, okay. But it was really funny because he said something that just cracked my ass up. He said something along the lines of, you know, he's like, again, he was talking about the transition plates. He's like, don't put your hands anywhere near the transition plates. He's like, because if your hand gets caught in there, it's going to really suck, you know? And he's like, think about it like this. If you wouldn't put your dick there, don't put your hands there. He's like, as a general rule, you know, if you wouldn't put your dick in something, don't put your hands in something. Got it? Or he's like, if you wouldn't put your dick on something, don't put your hands on something. And I just thought it was the funniest fucking thing. Oh, man. Ah, yeah. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. So, some good things that came of today. For sure. For sure. And now I'm going to be venting a little bit, because for those of you guys who don't know, like, my general history, so up until about 2019, I was, you know, pretty much my whole life I'd lived with, you know, with my mom mostly. My parents are divorced, so, you know, there's that. But my mom got, like, you know, main custody of us or whatever, so mostly lived with my mom growing up and shit. I mean, I think it was in 4th grade that my parents split, so If I'm remembering that right. I mean, I was pretty young from what I remember. But yeah, I mostly lived with my mom because, you know, she got basically sole custody of us or whatever. You know, we still visited my dad and shit. Although my sister stopped visiting him back in like 2011, I think, and hasn't really talked to him since. But that's a whole other thing. Not really any of my business, quite frankly. And honestly, I don't really give a shit. Not my problem one way or the other. So, back in 2019, me and my mom kind of had a little bit of a falling out. Not really a major falling out or anything. We get along actually really, really well now, me and my mom. Like, I feel like once I moved out, I, you know, kind of learned a lot of things by moving into my dad's house. I'm actually really glad that my mom sort of kicked me out. I mean, I don't know if you'd call it that my mom kicked me out or I decided to move out, I guess. But it was the smart move to make either way because my mom was going to start charging me rent. And my dad, you know, was offering a rent-free living space. So I'm like, you know, the smart thing to do is to move out of my mom's house and move into my dad's house. So it was the smart thing to do anyway. Because, you know, I'd been going to college for a while, and my mom was like, well, you know, you either need to finish up college and move somewhere, or I'm going to start charging you rent. And I'm like, I'm going to move out then, you know, because my dad is offering me a free ride, basically. So, yeah, back in, I want to say it was the middle of 2019, actually not too long after my birthday. No, actually, what am I talking about? My birthday's in October. Sorry, guys. I'm, like, really fucking tired. God, I can't even remember when my own birthday is. I'm getting too fucking old. For those of you who are curious, though, my birthday is October 13th. I don't know why I thought that my birthday was in... Yeah, that was weird. But anyway, it had to have been, like, the middle of summer or some shit. I think it was like June, July, August, some shit like that I ended up moving out of my mom's house in 2019 and moved into my dad's house. And I got to say that experience taught me a lot of things about myself. I learned a lot about myself. My goals became very clear to me, and I realized how to achieve my goals and what the best way of going about it was. Because for so long I had been going about things the wrong way and trying to search for an answer to the wrong question. Because for so long I thought, what do I want to do, you know, with the rest of my life? And I couldn't figure it out because I was looking at it only from the aspect of what do I want to do as a career for the rest of my life. But then I sat down and really thought about it and realized, wait a minute, that's not the question that I need to answer. The question that I need to answer is not what career do I want for the rest of my life. The answer is the question is what do I really want to do with the rest of my life? And honestly, you know what I want to do with the rest of my life? I want to fucking sit here in this studio, fucking relaxing, chilling, vibing, playing video games, watching movies and anime and shit. Drinking some tasty soda, having some tasty snacks, eating some junk food. That's what I want to do. That is literally what I want to do with my life. I just want to fucking chill and vibe. That is it. That is literally it. All I want out of life. That's all I've ever wanted. All I've ever wanted is just live a quiet, peaceful life. Simple as that. So I thought that when I moved into my dad's house, it was a step in the right direction. And in a lot of ways, I'm glad I did. Because, again, I learned a lot from the experience of living, you know, at my dad's house rather than living at my mom's house. I learned a lot about myself. Learned a lot about what I really wanted out of life and how to best achieve that goal. And now I set myself on a path that will allow me to do that. But there is one problem with living at my dad's house. And before I say all the things that I am about to say, I want to make it perfectly fucking clear that words will never be able to accurately express how grateful that I am to my dad for doing everything that he has done for me. I mean, he literally pays all the fucking bills, and, you know, most of the time, you know, leaves me alone, generally speaking, and whatnot. So, do I really have the right to bitch about anything? No, but at the same time, I'm going to anyway. And is it going to sound childish and shit? Probably, but do I care? No. I'm going to be honest, I don't. I'm a human being after all, so it's only natural that I be a little bit selfish sometimes. But anyway, there are just, I'm going to be honest, like, again, I'm very grateful to my dad for everything that he does for me, but holy crap does he fucking annoy the shit out of me sometimes. Actually, not even sometimes, pretty much all the times. He just drives me fucking nuts. Like, he just annoys the living shit out of me. Like, it's just... Like, for example, the other day, this really pissed me off. The other fucking day, like... And my dad knows that I go to bed, you know, at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, right? I start unwinding and I go to bed because I have to wake up at 11 o'clock at night to start getting ready for work. 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock at night. That's usually when I wake up and start getting ready for work. Because again, I work really weird-ass hours. So I'm unwinding, you know. I'm going to bed or whatever, and my dad's on the phone. I swear to God, he's on the phone, like, a lot. For whatever reason, just doing, like, random adult shit. I don't even know what he's doing half the time, but I don't really give a shit, honestly. He has a, girlfriend, I guess, who lives in the, Philippines and shit, so... Yeah, plus he also bought some, like, land in the Philippines and shit. So... There's a lot of, like, business shit that he has to get in order, I guess, or whatever, which is why he's on the phone so much. That's just my guess. But anyway, he was, like, on the phone or something. And the dog, I guess, was whining because he had to go out or whatever. But, like, I'm already, you know, like, starting to unwind and trying to, like, you know, sleep, basically. So my dad thought it would be a good idea to not even, like... You know, because my dad was on a phone call that he couldn't get off of. He was, like, on hold or something. You know, and the dog had to go out or whatever. So, rather than let the dog out, you know, because he was on the phone, like, it's a cell phone. You know, you can take it with you, which is the advantage of a cell phone. So rather than do that, because he could have let the dog out and just brought his cell phone with him, but no. He thought it would be a good idea to barge into my room, not even knock. I mean, he, like, briefly yelled my name or whatever before barging into my fucking room. He was like, hey, can you take the dog out or whatever? And I'm like, what the fuck? First of all, barging into anyone's room without knocking is extremely fucking rude. Second of all, you know that that's when I start going to bed. Fucking 3 or 4 in the afternoon. I was starting to unwind. I was watching a sitcom. I was watching, fuck, what was I watching? I was watching Cheers. Great fucking classic sitcom from, like, the 80s and early 90s, by the way. Cheers, if you guys have ever watched it. Fucking great show. But anyway, yeah, I was sitting here watching some fucking Cheers, and the next thing I know, my dad's shouting my name and barging through the fucking door, being like, hey, can you take the dog out? Dog's gotta go out. And I'm like, dumbass! Yeah, I get it, you're on the phone, because he's like, I'm on a phone call. Can you let the dog out? I'm like, hello, dummy! You're on a cell phone! Take it with you, you moron! Because we usually just let our dog into the backyard. We don't even, like, have him on a leash or anything. He usually stays in the backyard. We've only had issues occasionally, but generally he stays in the backyard. Like, 99.97% of the time, he stays in the backyard and he's good about it. So, again, rather than do the intelligent thing, and just take your goddamn phone with you, you have to come barging into my room without even so much as a knock on the door. Again, he briefly yelled my name before barging into my room while I'm trying to fall asleep, basically, and asked me to take the dog out. Like, and honestly, I would have been totally fine with it if he had knocked on my door. One of my biggest fucking pet peeves is when people invade my personal space without my permission. Like, when I have that door closed on my studio, because, again, my studio is my bedroom. When I have that fucking door closed, this is sacred ground. Alright? You must ask permission from the God King Multi-Step to so much as set foot in this studio. Nobody so much as sets foot in this studio without my explicit permission. I don't care that you fucking own the house. As a general rule, in general, you never enter a closed door room without knocking. What if I'd been doing something weird in here? I do really weird shit in this studio from sometimes. I'm just going to be straight up honest. I do weird shit here at Basement Cave Studios. What if I'd been in the middle of doing something weird in this studio and he just barged in on that? You don't fucking do that. That is hands down one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I'm a chill guy, generally speaking. Like, I'm pretty chill. There's not a whole lot of shit in this world that genuinely pisses me off. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is a surefire way to piss me off. You barge into this room so much, without even so much as a fucking knock on the door. Fuck you. Like, I don't care who the fuck you are. You don't fucking do that. It's incredibly disrespectful and rude. But that, hands down, is one of my biggest fucking pet peeves. You never fucking enter a closed door room without knocking. Ever, under any circumstance. Unless the house is literally on goddamn fire. Then, yeah, okay, I'll let it slide. You know, if the house is on fire, yeah, okay, fine, I'll let it slide. But unless the house is on goddamn fire or there's some kind of actual, like, real emergency, you never, ever fucking enter someone else's bedroom without first knocking on the door and asking for permission. That is incredibly rude and disrespectful. That's bullshit. I deserve better than that. Again, I don't give a fuck that you own the house. I don't give a fuck. You do not fucking do that. That is a 110% surefire way to piss off multi-step. You don't fucking do that shit. Again, I don't give a fuck who you are. You do not do that shit. So that's just one example, but I mean, honestly, I could point to an endless number of things that my dad, you know, just does on a regular basis that just fucking irritates me. Like, for example, the other day, you know, he asked me to, you know, asked if I could be a little bit quieter in the mornings or whatever, you know, because he's a light sleeper or whatever. Which, you know, I get it. That's a fair request, but I already do that. You know, it's not like I wake up in the morning at 11 o'clock to start getting ready for work and I'm just, like, doing stupid shit like blasting my music or whatever. Like, no, I keep it at a, you know, I keep all my shit at a respectful volume, you know, when he's trying to sleep. You know, I'm not going to be an asshole, obviously. So I already do that. So I told him straight up, I'm like, I mean, I can try to be more quieter, but like, I still got to go to work, dude. And also, first of all, you were the one who was up my ass for about a good year and a half. Who was like, when are you going to get a real job? When are you going to get a real job? Because apparently, working at a restaurant, you know, everything just happens by magic. You know, the food gets cooked by magic. You get sat at your table by magic. You get served by magical wizards. It's all just fucking magic in the food industry, you know, in the serving industry, the restaurant industry. All that shit happens by fucking magic. You know, apparently. Like, fucking really? Anyone who works in the restaurant industry, if someone tries to tell you that that is not a real job, tell that person to go fuck themselves. Every single job that you get paid for is a real job. I don't care who says shit about shit. Okay? There is always honor to be had in any honest work. Anyone who tries to job shame you, fuck them. They're assholes. So at first, I mean, when he told me, you know, when he asked me to be quieter and stuff, I'm like, you know, because he's a light sleeper or whatever. Like, again, like, I already am quiet in the morning. There's not really much more I can do. But here's the really fucking stupid thing, alright? So he asked me to be quieter when I'm moving around in the morning and shit, which, again, not really much more I can do about that. Like, I gotta eat breakfast and shit. So, yeah, I'm gonna be moving around some, like, shit in the fridge and, you know, doing some shit because I have to get ready for work. You know, like, using the, you know, taking a shit in the morning. Because I'm a human being. Human beings do that. Unless you're a woman, because as we all know, women do not shit. Only men shit. Women pooping is just a fucking myth. But, you know, like, I have to do that shit in the morning before I, you know, go to work. You know, I have to brush my teeth. I have to do all that crap, you know? So, yeah, I'm going to be making a little noise in the morning. If you're having that much trouble sleeping, there's this shit called drugs. That's what I use to help me sleep. Fuck, like 3 shots of vodka, my dumb ass is out. Or at the very least, it helps me relax enough to fall asleep. And usually, once that shit wears off, it knocks my ass out pretty goddamn good. Although alcohol probably wouldn't work for my dad because he has such a high tolerance for it. Sort of. I guess, but still, there's other drugs you can use. Melatonin, other kinds of sleeping pills and shit. Fucking weed. Fucking marijuana will knock your ass out most of the time. Depending on the kind, I guess, but, you know, they make marijuana for that kind of shit. At least I know the one time in my life when I took marijuana, like, afterwards, like, after I was done hanging out with those people, I fucking crashed hard. I slept like a motherfucking rock. If my brain hadn't been so fucked up, that actually probably would have been some really good sleeping that I got in. But yeah, no, so here's the really stupid part, though, right? So he complained, basically he complained that I was being, you know, he didn't come out and straight up complain. He was very nice about it, you know, in his defense, you know, he was very nice about it. But here's the really stupid thing. So he complained, basically he complained that I was being too loud in the mornings, right? And so one morning I wake up, and he does this a lot sometime. He does this a lot. This isn't like the first time this has happened. Fucking dumbass was sleeping with his door open. His fucking door, his bedroom door open. Like, wide fucking open. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious right now? You're gonna complain to me that I'm being too fucking loud in the morning and you want me to be quieter? And you're going to sleep with your door open? Now, I get it. You know, closing the door is not going to soundproof the room, but it does muffle the sound quite a bit. Maybe you should start there, you fucking super genius. You ever think about, oh, gee, I don't know, closing the motherfucking door? That might be a good place to start. If you want it to be quieter in the motherfucking morning. Again, I'm no fucking Elon Musk or anything, but I'm just saying, might be a smart fucking idea to start there. Maybe if I'm making too much noise in the morning, maybe close your door to help block out some of the noise. Just a thought. Like, fucking really? And he did that twice this week. And I'm like, sorry, dude. You know what? At a certain point, I'm not going to have any sympathy for you. You know what? If you're too stupid to figure out how to close your door, and I know it's not because his door is broken or anything. His door works just fine. I've used his door plenty of times. I know it closes just fine. Again, I've used the door before. I know it closes just fine. So, gee, I don't know. Maybe that'd be a good fucking place to start. Maybe try closing your goddamn door. But no, the problem is not that he didn't close his door. Nah, the problem is just that I make too much noise in the morning. Because it's always my fault. Never anyone else's fault. Nope, it's always Multi-Step's fault. Like, fucking really? You're gonna complain to me that I'm being too loud in the morning? Again, to be fair, he was nice about it, but like... Yeah, and you know, he wasn't like a dick about it, but basically I could tell, you know, thought I was being too loud in the morning. So you're gonna complain about that. And then leave your fucking door open. You know, your bedroom door open. And granted, it's a one-level house. I mean, there is a basement, but, you know, we don't really use it much except to store random shit, basically. And, you know, my dad keeps some of his workout shit down there, but, like, and the washer and dryer, I guess, down there. But much beyond that, we don't really use the basement much. Like, both of our bedrooms are on the, you know, base level of the house, and there is only one level of the house, again, besides the basement. So it's like, dude... You're going to tell me to try to be quieter in the morning, which, again, there's not really any way that I can do that because I already try to be quiet in the morning. There's not any way for me to be quieter in the morning and still get done what I need to get done before I leave for work. But at least fucking meet me halfway! Like, I'm sorry if you're going to be stupid enough to sleep with your goddamn door open... At a certain point, it's not my goddamn fault. But again, no, the problem is not that he sleeps sometimes with his fucking bedroom door open. No, the problem is just that I'm making too much noise in the morning. And again, I get it to a certain extent. Like, you know, a bedroom door is not going to block out all the noise. But again, it's not like I'm... running around here banging pots and pans together in the fucking morning, making as much noise as humanly possible. It's not like I'm doing stupid shit like setting off firecrackers. I'm just walking around, occasionally moving shit out of the fridge and back into the fridge, using the microwave a little bit. And again, I usually open the microwave before it beeps at the end. So there's no, like, super loud beeping at the end. You know, when whatever I'm heating up is done being heated up. And yeah, I got to do some shit in the bathroom before I go to work. And yeah, I hang out in my room a little bit. You know, sometimes I'll watch sitcoms in the morning while I'm, like, you know, doing other stuff to get ready for work. But I keep the volume pretty fucking low. Low enough that if you have your door closed, you probably can't fucking hear it. And I keep my bedroom door closed because I'm not a complete idiot. But again, no, the problem is not that his bedroom door isn't closed sometimes. Nah, the problem is that I'm making too much fucking noise in the morning. Am I the only one who thinks that's stupid? I don't know. Am I in the wrong here? Let me know down in the comments section. Let me know. Maybe I'm just fucking losing my shit here for no fucking reason. Maybe I am really in the wrong here. I don't know. But again, I try to be respectful in the morning. I try not to, do any stupid shit in the morning, like blast my music or set off firecrackers or run around here banging pots and pans together. Again, I'm just walking around doing basic shit in the morning. Even when I'm talking to the dog in the morning and giving him his morning head rubs, I whisper to him. Like, fucking really? Sorry, buddy, but like, if you're gonna be too stupid to close your fucking bedroom door, my sympathy is 0. Don't fucking complain to me for a second that I'm being too loud in the morning when you're too stupid to figure out how to use your own goddamn door. Like, I don't want to hear it. Okay? Fucking just... It's dumb shit like that pisses me off. That's why I want nothing more in this world right now than to move out on my own. You guys have no idea how much I wish like hell that I was in a financial position to make that happen. Unfortunately, that's still a bit of a ways off, which is why, again, coming up in the not too distant future, I might go back to picking up more shifts at the restaurant. Unfortunately, they have a host right now that works the morning shifts, but if she ever leaves, I might actually ask them to put me back on the schedule at their restaurant so that way I can work morning shifts, except for Tuesday, because that's when I work on my storyline-based projects, which right now are Dark Cloud and Judgment, both of which have been fantastic playthroughs. I might actually be getting close to the end in Judgment. I'm not entirely sure, and I'm getting somewhat close to the end in Dark Cloud. I still got a pretty long ways to go, though, because even after I beat the main storyline, there's still like a 100-floor dungeon that I have to beat, which that's going to take a while. So, I mean, I won't work Tuesday mornings, but, still, if I can pick up some extra cash and if it'll help me move out of my dad's house sooner, like, fucking sign my ass up for that shit, dude. You guys have no idea how much I would love to move out on my own. Like, finally have some goddamn peace and quiet. For the first time in my goddamn life. That's all I've ever asked for, by the way. I'm not a greedy man. I'm not too greedy, alright? I'm a little bit greedy. A little bit of greed here or there can actually lead to some good things. You don't want to be completely without greed. A little bit of the 7 deadly sins can be helpful, but any one of them, if you do too much of, then it becomes a problem. But a little bit of them, they're fine. But, honest to God, all I've ever asked for out of this life, all I've ever wanted is to just live a quiet, peaceful life. Live on my own terms and be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, however I want. If the rest of the world doesn't like it, tell them to suck my fucking dick. And that's how I do things on this YouTube channel, Granted, I'm certainly willing to listen to, feedback and shit, beyond a doubt, but at the end of the day, I'm going to do whatever I want. So, yeah. But anyway, it's little shit like that just fucking irritates me with him, And honest to God, he's just so fucking annoying. He's just an annoying person. I'm going to be honest. Just an absolutely annoying person. Like, every fucking time, because we have a dog, every fucking time I literally so much as touch the doorknob of my door like I'm exiting my room. Usually I only exit my room to, like, go take a piss or grab a drink or grab some food. That's literally, like, the only reasons why I ever even leave my bedroom. Because I just don't want to deal with him most of the time. But those are the main reasons why I, leave my room. Is to either take a piss, grab a drink, or grab some food out of the fridge. So, every fucking time I so much as touch my doorknob, he starts talking to the dog, about me or whatever. Every fucking time he says the same shit, and it just annoys me. Every time I so much as touch my doorknob, I hear him going, "Oh, is that multi-step? You know, or is that Wolfgang?" Because for those of you guys who don't know, my real name is Wolfgang. Every time he starts talking to the dog, and he's like, "Oh, is that Wolfgang? Is that your friend?" or whatever. And it's so fucking annoying. Like, if it was like an every once in a while kind of thing, okay, but every fucking time I open my door, I have to listen to that. And it just drives me nuts. Because it's so fucking annoying. He says the same goddamn thing every time I open my door, and it is so fucking annoying. Luckily, though, I got these Bluetooth headphones from my workplace, because they have this, like, rewards program or whatever. Basically, if you do a good job, you get, like, a certain amount of points or whatever. And you can choose from, like, a catalog of different items or whatever. You can win prizes, basically, for doing a good job. So one of those prizes that I picked was a pair of wireless, Bluetooth headphones. And they're not very good headset. Like, the quality, like, the overall quality is pretty janky, but, they work. So I'm thinking, honestly, in order to keep my mental sanity intact, at least sort of intact, if I haven't already completely lost it, for the most part, to be honest, but just to keep it somewhat intact, I'm thinking whenever I exit this room from now on, I'm going to turn on those Bluetooth headphones, turn on Spotify, and just crank up some fucking music so that way I don't have to hear the sound of his voice talking to the dog, being like, "Oh, is that Wolfgang? Is that your friend?" Every fucking time his annoying drunk ass fucking talking to the dog. Every fucking time I so much as touch my doorknob. Because my doorknob makes a lot of noise when you touch it. Every fucking time I have to deal with that, and it's so fucking annoying every time hearing that. Every time I open my door. The same fucking thing every fucking day. It is so fucking annoying having to hear that crap over and over and over and over and over again. It's gotten to the point where I hear his voice and I'm just instantly fucking irritated and annoyed. It's just so fucking annoying to hear the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It drives me nuts. It's like fucking Chinese water torture, if you guys know what that is. That's literally what it's like for me. Except an auditory version of that. It is so fucking annoying having to hear that shit every time I open my goddamn door. To, like, go take a piss or go take a... go grab a drink or something. It's like, shut the fuck up. Stop saying the same shit over and over and over again. It annoys me. It's like, to me, it's like nails on a chalkboard. In fact, I would prefer nails on a chalkboard to that. Every fucking time I open my door, he starts talking to the dog and is like, "Oh, is that Wolfgang? Is that your friend?" And half the time he's drunk, talking stupidly. At least when I'm drunk, I'm still able to somewhat keep my composure. I will admit I'm a little annoying when I'm drunk, but at least, like, I'm not that fucking annoying when I'm drunk. At least I don't think I am. And hell, I even recorded myself being drunk sometimes, and I still didn't think I was nearly as annoying as my dad is when he's drunk. And I watched it when I was sober, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a little stupid, but I'm not that fucking annoying. In case you guys are curious, by the way, if you ever want to see what I'm like drunk, watch my playthrough of Doki Doki Literature Club, because I did do a full playthrough of Doki Doki Literature Club, which is a terrifying psychological horror game, but if you guys are up for it, I did have to age restrict all the videos, though. So, I mean, there's that, but yeah. I mean, I didn't have to age restrict the videos. I just chose to because I figured YouTube might anyway. So I'm like, whatever. I'll just age restrict that shit myself. So, yeah, I ended up doing that. But, Yeah, anyway, he just... Honest to God, I'm sorry, guys. I just needed to vent today because sometimes living with my dad is just so fucking mentally taxing. He just annoys the crap out of me. But I think I'm going to start doing that trick with the headphones every time I leave my studio. That way I don't have to listen to him say the same shit every time I fucking leave my studio. You know, every time I so much as get up to go take a piss, I have to listen to his annoying drunk-ass voice say the same shit over and over and over again, and it just pisses me off. He's also one of those annoying people who talks to themselves, like when they're walking around the house, and I do that too, but I only do that when there's no one else in the house. When there's other people in the house, it's kind of dumb to walk around talking to yourself. Super fucking annoying, man. My dad just fucking annoys the crap out of me. And I know he doesn't do it with, like, malicious intent or anything, but holy fuck, he annoys the shit out of me. And I cannot express enough how much he just annoys the crap out of me. So, really hoping that somehow I can pull off some kind of miracle and save up enough money to move out of here as soon as humanly possible, because I just really need some fucking peace and quiet in my life. I can't fucking do this shit forever. Right now, I'm at a position in my life where living with my dad is the smart thing to do, because again, it's rent-free living. You know, how many people can say that they have rent-free living, you know? That's a rare gift. So, logically, it would be stupid for me not to take advantage of that, you know? So it sucks, but right now it's the smart thing to do, even if mentally, you know, for my mental health, it's not great. But, you know, I'm one of those people, I just honestly think I might be better off living on my own. Like, honest to God. I don't want to have to deal with other people's existence. I want to be able to do whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want, however the fuck I want, on my terms. Nothing in this world would make me happier than that. Just to be able to wake up every morning, do whatever the fuck I want with no restrictions, stay up as late as I want, just do whatever I want whenever I want, you know? Just straight up vibing, man. That's what I want to do more than anything. Just fucking live my life quietly, peacefully, and just spend my life fucking vibing, man. I really, 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 really hope that someday I can make that dream of mine a reality. Because if I can't, I honestly don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. Honestly, mentally speaking, I've been in a bad place for a very long time now. And, you know, honestly, some days are better than others. And I try to do the best I can, but sometimes it's just... Sometimes it's just really hard, you know. You know, I'm not going to sit around and say that I have a hard life or anything, because I really don't. I don't really have a right to bitch about anything, because there are people out there who have it much, much fucking worse than me. You know, like, honestly, I have it really fucking good compared to a lot of people out there. And that is not lost on me, but even still, mentally, I'm just not where I need to be right now. I feel like, you know, again, I feel like I've learned a lot from this experience of, you know, moving from my mom's house, you know, spending my whole life living, you know, in my mom's house and moving to my dad's house. I've learned a lot of valuable lessons, but I feel like I've learned about all I can learn from this, and it's time for me to move on to the next chapter of my life. I'm ready to move on to the next chapter of my life and see what I can learn from that, you know? It'll be a new experience once I move on my own, but I feel like I'll learn a lot and become a better person because of that. But I feel like, you know, from moving into my dad's house, I've learned about everything that I can learn here. And I'm ready for some goddamn peace and quiet, man. That's all. I'm really fucking ready for that. I want that more than anything. Just some goddamn peace and quiet, man. That's all. Again, I'm not a super greedy guy. I'd never like to think that I'm guilty of asking for too much. All I want, all I've ever wanted, all I've ever desired, all I've ever asked for is the ability to live a quiet, peaceful life. And you guys can go back and watch my videos from years ago. I say the exact same goddamn thing because that's all I've ever wanted, is to just live a quiet, peaceful life. So anyway, that's basically the gist of what I've got going on. So I might be picking up a lot more shifts at the restaurant. Probably won't really affect my recording schedule too much at all. I might have less days to record with if I eventually at some point in the future end up picking up more morning shifts. But even that won't be that big of a deal because I've still been getting plenty of content recorded for you guys. I don't think I'm ever going to run out of shit. I may eventually run out of shit with commentary, but one thing's for sure, I'll never run out of content without commentary. I have so much pre-recorded shit. It's crazy. So, yeah, but either way, that's pretty much what I got going on. May pick up more shifts at the restaurant. Got a huge-ass stockade of soda now. And again, honestly, don't get me wrong. I want to make it clear, too. I'm very grateful to my dad for everything that he's done for me. Again, very, very much so. More than any words could ever say, but at the same time, just mentally speaking, living here is not a good thing for me, mentally speaking, because my dad just annoys the crap out of me, and I don't feel like dealing with him, or really anyone else for that matter. Unless they happen to be just as chill of a person as I am, which, generally speaking, I'm a pretty chill guy. I know it may not seem like it sometimes, but generally speaking, I'm a pretty chill guy, you know? But some things just fucking annoy me and piss me off sometimes, and I'm on my own for a while. You know, I'm ready for that. I feel like mentally I can, you know, if I'm on my own, I can finally try to get myself to a better place, mentally speaking. That's why I want to move out on my own. To not only get to a different place physically, but to be able to do everything on my own terms, and hopefully that'll help me mentally speaking. I really, really fucking hope so anyway. So anyway, that's pretty much all the updates. I know that video went on for a while. I seriously give you guys props for watching this whole video if you guys have. Highly doubt anyone has, but really I just did this for myself as a way to, you know, vent about shit. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys got some kind of entertainment value out of it if you watched the whole thing. I hope you did anyway, but, yeah. I just really needed to vent. I apologize for venting to you guys, but I don't really have anyone else to vent to, so, yeah. But I feel a lot better now, you know, after having vented. Plus, I feel a lot better now that I have, like, a shitload of soda. Speaking of which, I actually drank up all of my soda, so, and my throat's really fucking dry. I feel like I overdid it with my voice there for sure, so I definitely need to end this video here and go grab myself another soda, so we'll do some actual Animal Crossing stuff coming up. Got a couple more videos for you guys today, so yeah, stay tuned for that shit coming up next. I'm going to end this one here, so thank you guys for listening and all that good shit. Not that any of you guys are actually watching this late in the video, but if you are watching this late in the video, let me know by giving me a thumbs up down in the comments section. But yeah, I mean, I highly doubt that anyone is actually watching this late into the video. I'd be shocked, but you never know. Some of my subscribers are some crazy motherfuckers, but I love you guys. My subscribers are definitely some crazy motherfuckers, but like I said, I love each and every one of you guys. Anyone who has been willing to support me or my content, that really does mean a lot to me, and I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Again, this channel has grown so much over the past few years. It's been very gratifying to watch, especially over the last couple years. This YouTube channel has grown a lot more than I ever anticipated. So, honestly, I never expected to get past 100 subscribers, so the fact that I have over 400 now, that's fucking crazy. Again, you know, it's mediocre by most people's standards, but not by my standards, man. But again, at the end of the day, that's not really why I do what I do anyway. I just do what I do because what I do is fun, you know, just kick back in Basement Cave Studios and play some video games. That's what it's all about. All right, well, either way, guys, that will do it for that one, so stay tuned for the next next video, I guess. We're going to get into some actual, you know, some actual Animal Crossing stuff coming up next, I promise. Won't just be me being long-winded and bitching about, you know, my dad being annoying. I promise. All right. Well, either way, guys, that will do it for this one. I really need to go grab another drink, so I'll see you all in a minute. Peace out.